hello, everyone, and despite people's coughing, we are ready to begin. Welcome to tonight's episode of Alignment Shift, starring Elena Johanna von Musokolowski de Rollo.
Hello.
Vale Arden. Xavier Constantine.
There's another R in my last name.
Ardrin.
Thank you.
Xavier Constantine.
Yeah.
Glaive Van Alta.
Hey, yo.
Sipala Mendalis?
Mendeus, but I'm here.
Mendeus. And Uldura's last name not appearing in this film.
Who called me?
Who called me?
All right, and I am your magnificent dungeon master, a champion of the English language, elocution, and diction.
Ooh.
Damn right.
We knew
So-
it.
Last session, we continued our journey, leaving Whitestone toward the elven capital of Singor. Our travel was relatively uninhibited. The party ended up making their camp in the shadow of the the word just completely blanked from my mind. The Shade Barrow. Having awoken in the morning to discover that what they had thought was a cluster of trees was actually ancient pillars encrusted with vines. They investigated to find a tomb that Vale identified as the Shade Barrow, an ancient druidic circle that had been destroyed and then taken over by the nearby city of Westrun and used as a burial chamber for one of the wealthy members. It's a common spot for treasure hunters to seek, but none have ever returned alive. So the party, maybe a little bit greedy, maybe needing a little bit of funds, decides to dive a little bit deeper and attempt to enter the Shade Barrow. Inside, they found a banshee, quickly got it to turn, and then realized the other 11 undead entities that they had sensed through druidic magic were all banshees as well. And they decided to turn tail and run. And quickly carved back on the stone door, banshees do not enter, and continued on their journey. A little bit further, just a bit further down the road, they found an overturned beer cart with a mostly empty beer keg and a very drunk troll laying on the ground next to it. With the owner of the cart high up in the trees, 30 feet up in the air. Very quickly, in a round of surprise combat, they overtook the troll and absolutely eviscerated it inside of the cask of ale to which it had drunk itself into slumber. The party rescued the man in the tree, whom informed them of a secret mine he had hidden further down the road. But already being wary of underground caverns, the party decided to mark it on their map and continue in the opposite direction. There, a couple days later, stumbling upon a bridge that had a couple highwaymen upon it, and being powerful in sorcery, rather than take the bridge, they decided to just part the waters and walk across the river themselves. This caused the erosion to shift from the riverbanks and destroyed the bridge that the highwaymen were on, washing it further downstream, and completely ruining what I had planned for a combat section of the episode.
Sorry, not sorry.
The party made it safely to the other side, and that's where we ended on day 10 of our journey. On our journey down toward that there Singarny.
Yeah.
Holy crap, when did old man Jenkins get here?
So,
But, no, I'm not sorry. Because they were assholes, and they deserve to drown.
hashtag sorry, not sorry. So, our day begins as the party awakens on the 11th day of our journey towards Singorn. The air around here less crisp than it is in the mountains around Whitestone. The ground still moist from what appears to be light rain, and the snow is melted and barely seems to stick upon the ground as just a large verdant expanse on the horizon. And encroaching greenery, starting sparse and getting thicker as you are still in the dividing plain, but the further south you go along this road, you see more and more trees popping up until eventually you just see a wall of forest aligned at the base of a mountain many leagues from your current position. So, I assume the party sets off on their journey at your current level and efficiency in travel and following this road. We don't need to make any rolls. Is there anything anyone wants to continue to do on this journey? Nay?
Nay, sir.
Do you mean in general or specifically
general.
while traveling?
I mean, I specifically know that Xavier Whittling.
I am giving giant lessons to anybody who wishes to learn to speak it.
I see hands being raised by Vale, and I know Sapala is learning it as well. Fan art, please, if you are listening, please. Anyone who can sketch and draw, you are more than welcome to submit your fan art to Alignment Shift. Let me do some rolls here. Ooh.
Roll for fan art.
Roll for fan art. And I got a 20.
It's a lot of fan art.
When he gets 20s.
I don't.
Which, you don't, well, you
No, it
might.
makes things more interesting.
Doesn't it? So,
Yeah. Means
Oh,
one of us could die, and then there could be this whole trauma episode.
ooh.
Oh, please no.
Not
Yeah,
this week.
we haven't really had any trauma yet.
I mean,
Except for, like dealing with my family.
I feel like you
No.
just tempted
Grog
fate.
in a coma.
I did. I'm used to it.
You're right. Oliver is pretty traumatizing.
So I hate to
Yes.
say this, but I did roll a natural 20. So to Paula Mendes,
Yes.
I need you to make a perception check.
Of course.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
That sounded like a lot of dice.
Sorry, I was dumping my box.
Oh, okay. The ultimate perception check.
Yeah.
I
Ooh.
get 3 natural 20s once a day.
Man, are you a
That's a
pork-
I got a 20. I got a 23.
Okay. So
That's right. Hair flip.
a couple days pass in our journey here, and you can't shake this feeling that you are being watched, Sapala. As your eyes dart from tree to tree every single day, trying to catch a glimpse of this ever burning sensation on the nape of your neck that you are being watched. On the 4th day of
Mhm.
travel, where you have kept this to yourself, you catch a faint glimpse through the thicket of trees. A beautiful white shimmering coat gleaming in the morning sunlight as the rest of the party makes ready to get away from their camp from the night before and are packing up the horses. You see about 100 feet away from you a massive white horse with a protruding horn off the front of its head. Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna start quietly, stealthily making my way towards it.
Make a stealth check.
All right, I knew you were gonna say that.
That's why we use buzzwords.
I love her gasps and her little.
I got a 22.
22.
It's great because it could mean anything.
From your distance to the unicorn, you begin to quietly move through the underbrush. The morning dew is dazzling the sunlight that seems to be coming in through this glade. The very air around you seems silent and still, with this air of absolute mystery and intrigue as you creep ever closer to this beautiful, magnificent creature. As you approach, you can see its eyes are in the direction of your party, though not. A moment passes as you are stealthing. Its eyes suddenly shift and focus right on you. You pause,
Alright.
holding your breath for a moment as its eyes meet directly on you.
I'm gonna cast Animal Friendship.
Okay.
Am I being laughed at?
No, I was coughing.
I don't blame you.
I was.
I was laughing at the air conditioner kicking on.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Play your handbook. Double check. Animal friendship. Double check the spell.
As it smells to mine. How shall I make this? How shall I make my voice rise?
Animal friendship. That's anti-magic spell. Animal friendship. Animal messenger. Animal shave. There it is. Okay. So you raise your hand and cusp a couple of the oats and berries that you had in your pocket. And you whisper into them and make a hand gesture and point it toward the unicorn. You do. It looks up toward you, and you feel as though your spell has had no effect. You hear a voice ring in your head. Now there's no need for that.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
I'm not offended. What is it you seek in my wood?
Well, my name is Sipala. Do you have a name?
I have had many. Sipala. Which would you prefer?
Your favorite?
Oh, you may call me Steed.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you, Steed. What brings you here?
I have been watching your party and main for the last few days. Very curious band you are.
What is curious about us?
Well, such diverse company you keep.
Yeah.
Do you mean ill to my realm?
Oh, no, of course not.
Then we are at agreement. You may enter unabated.
Can I ask you a few questions?
Why, sure, Sipala.
You're, do you know anything about a creature called the Myconid?
I cannot say that I.
They kind of look like mushrooms.
I cannot say I am familiar with mushrooms.
All right. Um. I'm really bad at this.
It's okay.
You're doing great. Keep going.
We still love you.
Do you have any, I don't know, advice or things about this land that you could tell me?
Well, what do you wish to know?
Mm,
You are very nervous, aren't
yes, I am.
you? I can see that. Come closer.
I move closer.
And this is when Zapala died.
This is how we
Do not say that.
Everyone else, make a perception check.
Oh, heck.
Why is she talking to that demon like that?
Stop it.
I mean, I do it.
Just saying I rolled high.
Oh, right, dice.
20?
23.
Give me one moment. As you, okay, that was Elena got a 20.
Xavier got 23.
Goldor's got a 21.
Ooh.
Okay, you all pretty much who rolled over a 20. You see Sapala standing in a glade talking to herself.
And Glaive is working on the bedrolls.
I guess I am too.
As you approach the unicorn in the glade, it bows its head to you, and you see around it, just the very ground is nestled with golden dewdrops. And you see just the ground is teeming with life. Though it's still the winter month, you see fresh sprouts around the ground emanating from under the thin layers of snow. It looks up to you, or down to you, I suppose. Cup your hands in front of you.
I do so.
As you hold your hands in front of you, cupped in the sunlight, streaming between the leaves, you see a shimmer in your hand, and a small, acorn-sized wooden chest appears with a small lock on it. Inside that is my true name. In a time of need, open it and call forth my name, and I will come to your aid.
May I ask how I know I should trust you?
You may certainly ask.
I'm not trying to offend you, but I do think
You are light, Sapala. I am not offended. Would it make you at ease to know that I was with the sorceress Yenlara when she founded the great city of Singorn over 800 years ago?
damn, would I know who that is?
Who said that?
Would I know who that is?
Sapala?
Yes.
Yes.
Make a history
Okay.
check.
Oh, heck. $14.
14. You may know a vague reference of the name Yenlara and its connection to Singorn. You do know that Singorn was built after the Age of Arcanum, when most of the court of Ulusa had fled from the Feywild into our realm that we're currently in. They built a new home here and called it Singorn, and they were led by Yenlara. That's about what you know.
Okay. Steed,
Yes.
are you the protector of this land?
I am the protector of this and many other wood.
Um, I will trust you.
Good.
Only because you like play life like I do.
So, call my name if you are ever in dire need.
One more question.
Yes.
Why me?
Because, Sepala Mendeus, I was there when you were raised over in Wildmount, and I have watched you for some time. Your mother, well, your adopted mother, was always kind to me.
She knew you too?
Not by name, but she knew of my protection.
Did you protect me when I was younger?
I protected the woods to which you lived, so, indirectly, yes, I did.
Well, thank you. And she like bows to him. Like a little
Oh.
curtsy.
Excellent.
And you watch as he does a bow to match yours. It looks up and sees the rest of your party kind of staring at you. Gives you a little bit of a wink and says, "And I must go." And with a flash of golden light, it vanishes, leaving cascading sparkles through the streaming sunlight in the glade.
I just stand there in awe, not knowing what to do.
Accurate.
Are you speaking to the plants, Sepala?
You didn't see it?
See what?
The unicorn?
Unicorn.
There
Do I
was
know
no
anything about
unicorn standing
unicorns,
there.
DM?
Make a Arcana check.
That would be a 13.
13. Yeah, they're a children's story.
Those are just myths for children.
No, they're not.
Okay, so
Like
you were
telling
speaking to
child
a
Santa
unicorn.
Claus is not real.
Yes. And you didn't see him?
No. Did anyone else see him?
I did not.
I mean, me and Vale are the only ones working on the bedrolls, so nah, we weren't watching it.
Yeah, we packed up camp. Thanks.
He gave me-
See a unicorn?
I did not. All I
Eudora?
saw was her staring off into space.
DM,
Yes.
can they see the small chest that he gave me?
You all glance down and you see a small acorn-sized, walnut-looking chest in her hand.
Interesting. Where did you get that?
Good thing.
You know what? Never mind. Don't worry about it. I was speaking to the plant.
Okay then, keep your secrets.
I was gonna say it.
I like stick my acorn-sized chest in my bag.
Before you came around here, us Bagginses were very well.
Meme Central, everybody. Come here for it first.
When millennials play Dungeons and Dragons, we bring memes. So I love that I can hear my headphones that are sitting on my computer here, and I just heard Mackenzie's laugh at that reference on the delay from the other side of the room. Anyway, so the rest of you pack up your camp and begin to continue your journey toward Singorn. At this point, you have entered the verdant expanse. Let me select on the map here.
This place is very expansive.
And verdant.
Very verdant.
We are fairly close to Singorn.
Fairly.
You all just should have watched me head desk right there. That's going in the book.
Vale beat me to it.
I was thinking it.
It should be noted that my 5th level spell I prepared for the day is Gaius.
Nice.
Oh, dude, me too.
I always have my spells prepared.
Dang it! I forgot to give him a flower.
Then how do we know?
Delayed?
How do we know it was ever real?
Yeah.
I didn't get a flower. It's not Sapala's friend.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Stop.
Don't you say that. She will cut you.
She will drive all the way to you and cut you. And she's
There's no
I believe it.
I do.
Come
she's a
visit me in the
passive
meantime.
fish.
I'm
She
not that
wouldn't
far.
actually
Hey.
hurt anyone.
She's a passive fish.
Yeah.
She's a passive fish.
Ah,
I am a
yes.
passive fish.
Let's write it in, guys.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Passive fish. All right, so what are we doing?
Yes.
Still trekking?
Onward.
Just still
Okay.
going.
Still going.
Trucking along.
No one wanted to do anything in the woods. Expanse?
Well, I mean,
We could go frolicking in the woods.
We
I
can
had
take
a
care of some business, but that's about it.
I had a similar idea.
Business.
Actually, when was the last time we bathed?
The river.
No, we didn't even bathe at the river in Whitestone.
Speak for yourself, heathen.
I could use one.
Elena's still like looking for things, making sure people are.
Make a perception check.
Okay. And we're in a forest. Are we in the? Yeah, we're in the forest.
You are in the forest officially.
I think my favorite terrain gives me something for that.
Clackety clack clack clackety clack.
Clack clack.
Can you get you a mute button for your keys?
Look, this is the quietest one they sold.
Lies.
I hate
think
the
that's-
clicking. I hate it.
I know somebody who uses a mechanical keyboard. Every time he types at me, I want to use it to hit him upside the head.
You
Just
said
good.
perception.
I'm just gonna type right. Ding.
Do it, you won't.
27.
27. Glancing around the road that you're on, it's strangely dead for being a major road between a human settlement of Amon and Singorn. You expected there to be a lot more travel than there is now. You have not seen another cart go by in this direction.
Guys, I haven't seen anyone on this road. And that's a
Maybe-
little worrying. Besides us and the barrel dude.
Maybe they
barrel
have resistance because we.
What was that?
Because what yielded us?
that maybe they are keeping their distance because we.
Because we stink.
Because we stink.
Because we
That is
stink.
not.
Again,
that
speak for
is not
yourselves.
Most travelers.
I would keep myself clean with magic.
That is a little worrying that this road is not more traveled and we have not ran across more people recently.
Things could have happened.
I mean, it is winter.
But it is much warmer here than it is up north.
That's a good point. Out of curiosity, how much warmer is it?
I put it in the low 50s.
So
Cool.
it won't keep people
Okay, so
from
shorts weather in
traveling.
Michigan.
No,
New York.
Oklahoma.
I was gonna say that's no sleeves weather.
Yeah.
It's no sleep weather for
What?
you all the time.
Unlike being in Whitestone with no sleeves.
Yeah. If you're from New York, it's pretty comfortable out here at the moment. 50 degrees.
Okay. I guess
And
we can
there's no
continue
snow
on.
on the ground. I mean, still signs that it's winter. There's no foliage growing on the trees. There's no other obvious signs of spring yet. However, it's getting warmer as we have gotten very close to the equator of Taldore on our way down. And Singorn does experience snow, but it's usually during the peak of winter, which was about a half a month ago.
I guess we continue on to Singorn.
Sure.
All right.
Upwards and onwards.
We keep
All
going.
right.
All right,
you make-
early in the morning,
Mhm.
I'd like to get up early because it's early in the morning.
Obviously.
And I'd
Stab
like
everyone in
to
their sleep.
stab everyone in their sleep. No, I'd like to wake up Elena.
I would find you and kill you.
I'm sure you would.
Yes, Vale.
Get up.
Why? I mean, besides that it is morning.
It's the I should have planned this better. I want to teach you some things.
You want to teach? What do you want to teach me?
Well, first of all, some basic unarmed self-defense.
I can fight, Vale. I was just not at the top of my game. If you're referring to my fight with my brother.
I hadn't slept in 2 days.
Take a drink.
Okay, you know what? Some of us aren't meant to fight.
That's why I want to teach you.
Fine.
Now's the best time to do it.
Elena gets up, begrudgingly.
We'll go.
I guess I'm not supposed to wear armor for this.
It'll slow you down.
It's leather armor.
Up to you.
That
We'll go
takes
a
off for armor.
fair-ish distance into the woods, as to not wake anyone else immediately.
Gosh, good thing I'm at full health this time.
I wasn't actually gonna beat you up. I wasn't just gonna wake you up like right after a long rest and beat you up. That's just mean.
Oh, I need to go get a D4. Hang on.
Xavier wakes up with a sneeze.
You won't need a D4.
But she's already getting a D4.
She won't need it.
Scrub
Unarmed
I got
damage is
you here.
1 plus
I got
strength.
Yep. Today I prepared Legend Lore.
All
You-
right.
You don't need that D4.
Oh, well, whatever.
She has it now, so she's
I
prepared.
got it anyways.
She's gonna pull a knife on me.
I knew it.
Figures.
Elena assumes a fighting stance.
Alright, so like I told you before, keep your guard up
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of slowly I'll go through some like mock punches. Showing like, defend here, counterattack here, that kind of thing. At like half or quarter speed just to just show how it's done.
Cal,
Yes.
while this is happening, I would like to talk to Xavier, Glaive, and Eudorus
Okay.
in private.
Okay.
Villa,
To
go
whispers.
Got
to
it.
Whispers we go.
I got it.
No, George and I will go to Whispers.
Yeah, so you don't have to move.
Right.
Yes, Apollo?
All right, we gotta get this started.
Get what started?
So we should have a mini ball, Winter's Crest ball, for Elena, since she didn't get to have one. It's also kind of an apology.
Oh, that's right. You did bring this up before, didn't you?
I'm sorry, can you say it
Alright.
again?
Yeah, you did bring this up before, didn't you?
I did.
Well, in that case, if we're doing that, I can arrange the area here into, slowly arrange the area into a ball area.
And go ahead, Glaive.
How far away are we from Singdorn?
At the present moment, about 2 days' journey.
We'd be able to rent out an inn and actually have a proper soiree.
Eudorus sits up very begrudgingly. So early, we're talking about the ball. Being we have to dress up again and do this dance.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd help out either way.
So, do y'all think we should wait, or should we go ahead and just do it now?
I feel like the faster we get it done, the better.
I imagine we would probably look pretty silly having a ball in the middle of the woods.
Yes, but nobody but fey creatures are going to see us, and they're assholes and don't care.
I say, there are weirder things have happened in the forest.
True. So, should we get started?
Let's find ourselves a proper clearing first.
All right.
You-
Cat.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, where you're camped is a pretty adequate clearing area for what you have in mind. A nice open area where you currently have your horses stabled up against a couple of the trees. A large flat area of grass with a nice fine morning mist rolling in through the between the trees.
Okay.
Do we at least have something? Like, I don't know, balls they usually have. I don't know. Ale, right?
They have what?
Something to drink.
Oh. I mean, Sapala could possibly make tea?
I can make tea.
That's not what I meant.
I know that's not what you meant.
Well, we currently do not
really
have
should
the,
have.
we don't have the time or the necessary ingredients to make proper drinks.
Nobody brought any? Nobody packed anything?
I can make tea.
No.
It'll be okay.
I'm just thinking if I'm going to be going to a ball, I should probably have something strong like I did.
I can make strong tea.
I don't think strong tea is going to work.
You know what? I will buy you something when we get to Singon.
Don't help me at the bottom.
No, but you shouldn't rely on other things to help you through your nervousness or I want to say shyness, but I don't think that suits you properly in a way.
I'm not nervous.
What?
I'm not nervous.
Well, we're all friends here. So I don't think you would need anything that could... You don't think you need anything strong.
Yeah, Eudorus, it'll be fun. I'll even dance with you.
You actually see Eudorus just kind of like grumble under his breath, and he's all dejected looking. His shoulders slump. But he just shakes his head.
All right. So what are we going to plan to have this ball? What do you want up around when Elena comes in?
So, the majority of what Xavier's going to do, using combination of mold, earth, and whatnot, he's going to kind of compact the dirt so where it's more... So, with mold earth, it says I can make an area of loose dirt into difficult terrain and whatnot. I basically want to do that and kind of make it more of just a hardened clay almost. Well, not necessarily clay. You get what I'm trying to say. Just more of a dance floory type area.
You all watch as Xavier moves his hands around the ground. The grass seems to pull apart, and the loose soil beneath begins to compact and boil like a frothing soup. And then eventually it kind of packs down as the sediment shifts and the lighter stuff comes to the surface and compresses into this smooth floor.
Now I repeat that because it's only a 5-foot area.
Yep. So you begin to and form out this entire dance floor. That's what Xavier's doing. While this is going on, what's the rest of the party doing?
I'm making flowers grow.
Okay. So around the outskirts,
possible.
At the outskirts of the dance floor, you begin weaving druid-crafted flower arrangements at interments around the trees and growing from the ground, creating this beautiful outcropping around the edges of the dance floor. Anyone else contributing?
I have no way to contribute at this time.
Okay. Eldurus?
Eldorus isn't really interested. But he decides to, as groggy as he is at the moment, he tries to wake himself up some more and watch the perimeter to make sure that this is a good spot and a safe spot to do this.
Make a perception check.
15.
15. All right. You don't see anyone immediately watching you. However, as you are standing, keeping guard on the group, you do see a crumpled up paper that appears to be nailed to a tree across the road, like a notice.
Oh, he immediately takes interest and goes over. He just quietly gets up and walks away and heads over to the tree.
It is now in your journal.
I actually do have something I can do.
Okay.
It's not constructive what everyone else is doing, but I'm going to use it. Oh, no, I'm not, because I need incense worth 250 gold. Never mind.
And I'm all plumb out.
Is there like a tree stump that we could like make into a table or something?
There is not any cut down trees. As you glance around the forest, it's very very alive, very vibrant, and well maintained. You don't see any dead wood or destroyed trees of any kind.
Right. Can I go pick herbs for tea?
Sure, make a survival check.
All right.
Once I'm done compacting the dance floor, quick wave of my hand using prestidigitation, I make across the entire dance floor. Using prestidigitation, I create the Whitestone crest.
Okay. It takes you a few minutes with the cantrip and walking around. You make a performance check.
I got a 23.
23. Glancing around, the forest is just teeming with dried leaves at the moment, as fall has come a couple months ago. So finding living plants to make the tea with is difficult, but you manage to piece together some of the hardier winter things. You find some mint leaves. You could probably make a pretty strong, pretty simple bush-crafted mint and such tea out of them.
I got a 22.
Yes, Apollo?
Is there like any berries per se? I don't know if there's any like berries that grow in them.
With a 22, you do find some berries.
Do I know if they're safe to eat?
That one you're going to have to make another survival check for.
I will. $22.
Yeah, no, they'll give you diarrhea.
I throw them away.
All right, so returning to the camp with just your leaves, you begin brewing up the leaves. As you come back, you see Xavier has finished putting into the dance floor a perfect replica of the crest of Whitestone. I'm sorry, did you say Winter's Crest or Whitestone?
Whitestone.
Whitestone's right. Of Whitestone into the dance floor. It looks beautiful.
It's so beautiful, Xavier. Good job.
Thank you. It was kind of hard to commit from memory.
I bet.
Hashtag humble brag. All right. Any other things you want to prepare on this dance floor? Is anyone going to be playing music of some kind?
I can have prestidigitation and create a faint amount of music.
Can you really use prestidigitation to make music?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot. It's very much one of those catch-all spells.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
A minor magical trick that now has spellcasters use for practice. You create, it just lets you create a whole bunch of effects.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I did proficiency.
All right. You're going to have to use it as a performance check, though, because you can't just kind of like snap your fingers and it automatically plays a tune.
Oh, yeah.
Tune. You have to control it yourself. So that will be that. So are we ready for Vale to bring back Elena?
We should all change into our
Yes, we change.
All right. As you say this, and Glaive is kind of bored sitting up against a tree, you turn to see that Eldora is not currently around.
Oh no.
Where'd he go?
Did I notice him wander off in any direction?
Glancing around very quickly, he's not. Are you trying to be hidden, Eldoras?
Oh no.
No, yeah. You glance across the street and you see Eldoras about 40 to 50 feet away on the other side of the road that you were coming down. He looks to be reading some form of pamphlet.
I'll go get him.
Okay.
I go get him.
Eldora, as a couple minutes pass as you scan your eyes over the note, Glaive, you hear the footsteps crunching on the light gravel behind you as he approaches behind.
Hello?
Oh, I found this. I tear the note off of the tree and I don't know where the Umber Hills are, but this looks important. And I hand him the note.
I'll take it.
Do you want me to just read it aloud? send it to you, or
I could read it aloud.
yeah, go ahead and read it aloud, Loris.
Okay, so it says, "The Forgotten King wants you for his court. Too long have we been hungry, too long have we been poor and indebted. No longer. We shall take back what was once ours. The entirety of our continent was ruled by us. Now the entire southern reaches have been lost under the watch," and I make the quotation marks with my fingers, "of the elves. Too long have these pompous beings sat idle as the land around them is overrun by pestilence. My ancestor had the right idea. We must unite against the common enemy, rally Craghammer, and must muster forces to bring Taldori to greatness again. My exile is over. I now declare that I am taking back my rightful throne. Join me at the Umbra Hills, and we will take back our land. Edmund Drassig, the rightful king." He sounds about as full of himself as Elena's brother.
We're going to be committing some mass regicide. We're done with all this nonsense.
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It means we're going to kill the most pompous person. Because they're going to try and kill us because we're a threat.
So which one is it? This guy or Elena's brother?
It'll probably be this guy.
Okay. I suppose you're right. I feel like we've already mucked things up enough with Elena and Whitestone. That's not to make things worse there. Okay. Are we really doing this ball thing?
I don't want to, because we haven't seen anybody coming up or down this road, and I'd rather get to see. But if somebody does try something, we'll find them, and we will be able to stop them.
Is she making us change?
Yes.
She's going to be very insistent about it.
Yes, and if we're caught unprepared, we're in trouble.
Which is why Hadjakar give me extra room for my armor underneath.
Okay, well, I guess let's head back over.
All right, you make
Okay.
your way back over toward where Xavier and Sapal are putting the finishing touches on making this ballroom look nice. And from an outside rustic standpoint, it looks very interesting. It's all around. You see the dead winter forest, and suddenly this just swatch of flowers and vines encrust around the trees, kind of giving this almost fence-like appearance around the edges of this perfectly flat area. And you see Xavier kind of using prestidigitation and trying to practice making notes out of thin air and coming up with a simple tune to pluck out.
Do you want that performance check now?
Sure, make a performance check.
Oh, Jesus. 22.
He can't save you.
Yeah, so as you approach, you kind of hear this faint melody, but it is it's in tune. It's not scratched out. It's in a simple 3/4 time, perfect waltz kind of going, but it sounds like maybe a 14-year-old who's been playing violin for a few years, but not perfectly.
I just crap out.
All right. I guess at this point, I'm going to send a message to have Vale bring Helena back. As everyone else gets into their outfits from Winter's Crest, I'm going to have you describe yourselves when we get to that.
Oh, I don't have that ready. I didn't know that was going to be part of the deal.
Shite. I didn't either.
Oh, let me pull up my phone. I don't have those written. I have those like on their own individual things.
The half elves have returned.
Find the half elves.
Well, that was fun, guys. So for my next
Guys.
character,
All right, sweet. We killed them all off.
Yeah.
Next one's going to be a lumberjack.
Ooh.
So, Vale, what did I miss while you were talking with Elena?
Like nothing.
We sparred.
We talked about how we both used to do karate. There was some talk about amusement parks, band.
I know
Yeah.
Vale's got some magic on his hands, or her hands. Sorry.
You know that.
All right. Elena, as you come back to the camp, walking back with Vale, you can't help but hear the very, very faint melody coming over the air. You hear this just quiet, almost violin sound, but a little more alien than that, a little more disjointed. And as you come around the corner, you see this beautiful swatch of flowers and vines encrusting a perfectly flat bit of ground that has the crest of white stone carved into it. And before you, you see Uldorez, Xavier, who looks to be concentrating on some form of spell, Sepala, and Glaive, all wearing their formal Winter's Crest ball outfits. Xavier wearing this big black trench coat with buckles going down. Trying to remember what everyone's outfits looked like, but not succeeding. And I can't find the pictures.
Oh, I have my picture.
I have your. I got your black outfit there.
Yeah, well, it's supposed to be blue, actually.
All right, everyone, describe yourselves.
Nose goes.
Come on.
Boy, I
Paul,
can't
you
find.
go first.
Okay.
I'm grossly impaired.
So Sapala runs over to Vale and Elena and starts pulling Elena towards the area that we made. And you notice Sapala is wearing a T-length satin-like material emerald green dress. The dress is off the shoulder. It's off the shoulder. It is tailored to her perfectly, okay? The skirt of her dress is a little poofy, and it makes her look like a delicate, dainty little flower, basically. She is wearing flats that are the same color as her dress. I would like to note that I am wearing the gem of protection that Elena has given me. And my hair is in a braid with flowers in it. And although she does feel extremely awkward, but she's trying to be confident for Elena.
As she pulls you into the area, you glance to see Glaive, who's wearing almost a military coat. You see this crimson red base coat that has 3 brass bars on each shoulder and 3 brass buttons going down the left side of it. He's wearing long black pants with a royal purple sash around the waist. He has a cape on his back that is purple with gold trim, wearing fine leather boots that go almost halfway up his calf, and there's just 1 buckle on both boots.
Master class.
Mhm.
And whoever just sent me something, there it is. Hold on. Caught it. There we go. And finally, you glance over at Eldorez, who's also wearing nearly solid black, but with trimmings of red on it. This big, billowing black cape covering almost his entire left side with a brilliant gold, almost shield-like emblem clasping it closed. And that's what you see before you.
What is going on?
We're having a ball.
In the middle of the woods.
Yes.
Any particular reason?
Because we love you.
Okay.
And you seemed sad. And we wanted to make you happy.
This does lift my spirits a little.
And I made tea.
you glance over. She holds up 2 cups of this frothing tea with these mint leaves sticking out of it as an embellishment, and it's steaming in the cool, crisp morning air.
I take the tea from her and sip it.
It's it's minty, all right. It's pretty much nothing but mint.
This is a very minty tea, Sipala.
It's
Well,
minty.
Eudorus wanted something strong, so
It's just a leaf in a cup.
I had a mind, but it's okay.
What is Clay, what are you doing?
I'm
Play
being
with
a creep.
fire.
I just don't understand. I mean,
you need to go change.
I didn't bring my dress with me.
I did. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Go change. You too, Vale.
Where?
What? Oh.
Where
Just
Shoot.
do it.
where
I
are the
shoved them
dresses?
into the forest to go change.
Where are the dresses?
There's a
Oh, Chad,
tent.
I don't know if you are wearing a dress, Vale.
Huh?
Are you? Where? Do you know where our clothes
I've
are?
got it. Come on.
Okay.
All right.
Tentatively follow.
Yeah. George, I assume you remember what your dress looked like, right?
Yeah. I just resent it to you.
Oh, did you?
I did.
All right.
I did.
Elena,
I
you,
did.
you get into your outfit, which if I don't forget, if I do recall, it was blue, was it not?
It was blue and had like kind of black with it as well.
You come out from getting changed in your long, flowing blue and black gown to be met with Vale coming around the corner in a very similarly blue outfit. However, a little more of a traditional style, but with no sleeves, of course, but in the exact same deep blue that you had picked.
And pants.
And pants.
You look very beautiful there.
I don't want to talk about it.
I guess we return to the.
Vale's got that wet cat look. Like, I hate everything right now.
Again, if Chad is listening, artwork is appreciated. You return to the ball area. Paul, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna say I run over to them, more like Skip, with excitement. Over to them and start pulling them towards everybody.
As you pull them in, Xavier begins to pick up the music from the kind of the slower waltz that was being played before to a little more of a dance beat, and begins to pick up the energy of the song.
Wait.
Yep. Go. Okay.
I pulled up my wand.
Okay.
And used it as a baton. Shut up.
Okay. You pull out your wand.
I was pretending to use it as a baton.
Oh, I see. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1.
I guess we're going to dance now.
All right. So the rest of you spend a little bit of time dancing to Xavier's music, making merry in the woods. Anyone do anything specific or any interactions you want to have during this?
I'm forcing Clay to dance with me.
Once again, fan art. Very much appreciated.
I'll
thought you were going to ignore it.
hold Sapala up so she's the right height.
Elena watches this, like,
no, Glaive.
Quick, Cal, I roll for grapple so I can dance with both of them.
No, I'm dancing by proxy.
All right, grapple check.
Oh shit.
why are you in the dark, Glaive?
Because this is fun
Fire.
for me.
This is what it looks like when he casts light.
Turn your
Oh,
light.
you're actually rolling for grapple?
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh.
Oh. I'll have you know, my movement is not hindered by this.
Alex,
fine.
turn your light on.
Ah, fine.
Creepo.
I like being weird.
That's an understatement.
I like being weird.
Is that,
Alright.
does it look like
Oh, if
Xavier
there's
is
ever a time not to roll poorly.
No, Elena's
I
still
rolled
ahead of
a
Xavier. She's not gonna
25.
talk to Xavier.
Rolling for dignity. Rolling for dignity.
Roll
Dignity not achieved.
roll a disadvantage.
20.
I have advantage on being grappled, just so you know.
That's fine. The goal was to get Vale.
Damn it. Oh. Can I? No, I can't.
It's like the
No,
two
I can't.
parents holding the kid in between them, and the kid's just stuck.
I got a 19.
That still doesn't beat us 22.
25.
Dang it.
So, in one fell swoop, Glaive steps forward and bear hugs the two of you and begins to dance back and forth, holding on to both of you. Sapala
This is what you wanted.
It's not what I wanted.
See, Paula's enjoying it.
I didn't ask for this.
And I say, Yodoris, would you like a dance?
No.
Okay. Then I just awkwardly sit there.
Wow. No.
Was this your, I'm speaking to Yodoris. Were you a part of this planning, or was this all of Sipala's idea?
Mostly Sipala's. I'll be honest, I was kind of relieved when we didn't go to the ball. Here we are.
Trust me. Balls are not that fun unless you make them fun. I've never been a fan of the balls either. What are y'all laughing about?
Raise your hand if you're 12. Carry on, please.
Keep talking about balls, please.
I know, it's a bit of a hairy situation.
I'm done, I can't. I guess we're all 12.
Please carry on. I will mute myself.
Balls. So Elena's just awkwardly standing there.
Well, I think Xavier is might be free. Should
Is he not crazy
yeah.
about music?
He's good at this. He could probably do it both ways.
You just don't want to be in my company. Is that what it is, Yodoris?
I'm sorry, I got distracted by chat.
I said you just don't want to be in my company. That's what this is.
Oh no, it has nothing to do with that. I just
PTSD back
this
to the
is an
dancing circle.
uncomfortable thing for me. I don't know how to dance, and I'm not really a big fan of it.
Neither do I.
I mean,
I'm still upset it's Xavier anyway, so I'm not going to speak to him.
She's over at the other end. I don't hear that.
Glaive had to save me the last time when we were at Wixton. Yeah, I'm not the big dancer.
Not everyone is meant for dances. So it's
To be noted, as Glaive is quote unquote dancing, there's no actual rhythm to it. He's just swaying really hard back and forth with Vale and Sapala.
Yeah, same with Vale.
Rescue them too, so that they don't get hurt.
See, Paula is completely happy.
You know,
Vale is the
You know what?
opposite.
this needs something. This needs something just a little bit extra.
See,
Performance.
Paula,
Oh, it's a 1.
Saren would protect me.
Paula
So-
is having the time of her life.
as Vale looks like Glaive is going to have an idea, and you just no. He goes to dip you, both loses his balance and falls flat on top of the two of you into the dirt, and just slams hard into the cold, dirty ground.
Can I make an
The
acrobatics check?
violins stop.
Nope, you are flat on your back.
What did you say, Mackenzie?
The
Do
violins
we
stop.
take damage?
Violence stops.
Are you okay?
The slash comes first.
See Paula?
Oh, unrecognized.
It's,
In the
Shmuel,
tiniest
it's
voice,
not
you hear
Shmuel.
see Paula.
I walk over and I go to like help them or push Glaive off.
Am I cutting in and out?
Not really.
A little bit. I'm not even here.
Okay.
Stay up, Glaive.
I very willingly roll off, and I was wearing my armor under that outfit, so that hurt.
Yeah, me too.
What armor?
I help see Paula up, and then I help Vale up.
As you are all helping each other up in the awkward moment, you hear from the edge of the forest near you.
There it is. Oh no, one of the bandits made it.
I turn around and look.
I'm preparing a spell.
You turn around and see about 30 people along the road, and at the helm of them, a man wearing kind of a rough kit of armor, a lot of dings and scratches on it, a long broadsword at his hilt, who's standing there and he's just clapping. Well, I must say, that was the best dancing I've seen in years. Wasn't that dancing, boys? And you hear like some mutters of approval throughout the crowd behind them. As you glance around, a lot of them look very unhappy and very wet.
Still.
Oh,
Hey, boys. Wink.
So, having ourselves a little escapade in the...
Once
I got cut out. I actually
To
didn't.
you? If we do?
Well,
I step behind Glaive.
considering you left myself and about 30 of my men trailing down the river. last
there
time
that
I
many
saw
of them?
you.
What did you say,
Try-
Calcer?
Last time I saw you, you left me and my men traveling down a river without a second thought. So I figured I might as well head direction you was going. Found you here, making merry. I just thought I'd make myself comfortable.
Plenty of woods in
That's
this
the
area,
key.
friend.
So the way I see it, you and I have unfinished business.
You mean besides stealing innocent people's money as they try to cross a bridge that is free?
Oh,
No, I know what it is. They needed soap.
you!
We didn't cross the bridge,
You're
technically.
a funny one. Forgive the manner of speaking. It's all water under the bridge.
Ah, I like him.
I want to insight check him.
You can go right ahead and roll.
Is water above the bridge?
What I'm here to talk to you about is recruitment, actually. You all seem to be rather powerful. Clearly, you can take on me and some of my best men, and if we're being frank here, they aren't the best now, are they? Someone in the back go, hey, shut up, Tarek! Stop.
What if we
21 insight.
21
Just
insight. Yes,
be
Apollo?
friends? Do you want
And
some tea?
And if we don't want to join your crew,
He does look interested in you. You see in his eye this glint of interest, but he has not removed his hand from the hilt of his blade since he stopped clapping. And none of his men behind him have removed their hands from their blades as well. So you can see they're definitely defensive, and you could actually see that a lot of them look a little scared.
Oh.
He turns to you as you say, "Can't we all be friends?" That's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm
And
looking
if
for
we-
more friends.
and if we don't want to join your crew,
Wow. I'll be a little insulted. Wouldn't you boys be insulted? A couple of them kind of like shakily, like, yeah.
I'm gonna grab Elena real quick. Just in the ear. One of the finer points of royalty and the higher ups is knowing how to read a room and knowing when to lie. They're scared of me.
they're scared of us as a group.
Well, they're definitely scared of Glaive.
Paula starts creating a flower for each of them.
As you start to produce flowers, a lot of them are very confused. As you're passing it around, one of them just kind of like awkwardly takes it and then just immediately like tosses it over his shoulder. The last person you hand it to looks to be a boy, maybe late 16. And as you hand him the flower, he just kind of like looks at it awkwardly, and the faintest smile comes to his face. And you see the man next to him kind of give him a nudge, and the smile immediately fades, and he tucks the flower into a pouch.
Oh.
I'll make myself clear, Lena. I will give you 3 rounds with this guy before I deal with it myself.
And how are you going to deal with it?
Well, Apollo doesn't like me killing people, so I'm going to try and put them all to sleep. Oh, good, she says under her
I
breath.
said, oh goodness.
Oh.
Turn back to the vagabond. And
Vagabond.
convince us why we should join your group.
Sure. Well, you lot treasure, gold, money, platinum.
I have all of that.
All right. So, how
I'm
would
not
you
not here, by the way.
Holy crap.
Los Edeldois?
That was some hellish echoing. What happened?
Steven?
Sorry, I don't know what happened. Odoris jumps in and he says, "It's not here. None of that is here, by the way."
Oh, okay.
Right. Well. All right. How about for king and country? You looking to do things to help your government then?
I already have the power to do that.
Oh, really? How so, Missy?
You don't know who you're speaking to.
Here he comes.
Oh, and who might that be?
Do you happen to know Vox Machina?
Oh god, she's taking the long road.
Sure, ain't they in them shits that did stuff in 30 years ago?
You mean they are the saviors of Taldore, is what you mean? They stopped Vecna.
I heard they're called the shits.
No, aren't ringing a bell.
Well, do you happen to know who the Dorolos are? Of Whitestone?
Nope. Can't show you.
You got one
Check
more.
on him. another one.
Oh yeah,
to see.
make a insight.
27.
Okay, yeah, that's way higher than I rolled. Oh yeah, he's known exactly what you're talking about every time you said it.
Eh,
I think you're lying to me.
can I say something?
Oi, someone else wants to speak. Missy, what's that?
Unless you turn out your pockets and leave, you don't have anything we want. So why don't you just save us all a trip and just leave?
I want
Can
friends.
I do my thing now?
No.
Turns around, looks back at his men.
You can ready your spell.
What do you say, boys? They worth the trouble? A couple of them kind of like, no. Right. All right. I can see I'm unwelcome here. But you just watch yourself, Missy. You might need to learn that someday you'll need. Don't come crying to us when you need them.
Oh, trust me, I won't. I have
That's
much stronger allies than you.
Right.
Looking at you, Glaive.
Right. He starts to stand back up from his kind of crouched position he'd gotten into and just kind of walk back toward his men very cockily. All right, boys. Back to the Umber Hills. I think I'll be seeing you again. And continues walking back north.
Uldoris
I
will
hate
wait.
you.
Uldoris will wait until they're out of earshot. And when they are, he will look to Elena. Those are Drasig's.
Sorry, what did you say?
Said those are Drasig's men.
They serve king and country.
Yeah, I understand.
They're going back
And
to
you just asked it. Sorry?
They're going back to the Umber Hills. That's where he is recruited.
And you just ousted yourself as the sister to the person that he is competing against.
Sorry, I didn't hear the Jurassic part. Okay, I would have. Yes, I made a mistake. But they know that we're powerful. And we're not to be.
While this is happening, see Paula's like watching them leave, like waving at them goodbye. Like she's sad. She wanted friends.
See, Paula, they are not friends.
Wait.
Wait,
Wait.
Yes, please.
wait.
I need to know how far away they are.
At this current state, about 30 feet away.
Yes, the range is 60 feet.
Oh boy.
I need just any random one of them to make a wisdom saving throw.
Any one of them.
Yes, just some random jerk.
That'll be a nat 20.
Ah! Suck!
My hands are
I
on
was gonna
camera.
use.
My hands are on camera. I'm going to take a picture since people seem to not believe me.
We believe
No,
you.
Oh, we believe you. We're just in disbelief.
Nah. I'm just mad about it because I was going to use command to make one of them wave back.
Oh.
Oh.
Can you wave back anyway?
Can a 16-year-old wave
Uh,
back?
Well, I would have, and then you mentioned it, so now I can't. Or it
Oh.
seem like I'm doing what you want because you want it. So
I don't
Oh.
know.
no.
I don't want it.
You watch as they turn Sapala. What will actually happen though is you do watch that 16-year-old boy kind of glance back at you for a moment, and you see him kind of hesitate, and like you continue to wave, and you see him just kind of smile a little, and then the man that was walking next to him backhands him across the back of the head and just drags him with the rest of the men.
Somebody has a crush on Sipala. I think we should continue on to Seaborn, guys.
You sure? I bet I could get that boy back here real quick. He doesn't want to be a part of that.
Again, the conversation's about the boys.
Where
I'm in my milkshakes and the yard.
You cannot force others against their will. If that's what he chose, then that's what he chose.
What Glaive is saying that he didn't choose.
Yes.
We don't know. Maybe he didn't choose, but is now regretting his choice.
Oh no, I can
And so he's not
still
allowed.
teleport him over here.
We cannot steal his men. As much as we would like to.
Really?
That may not
They won't
be
see
the
me coming.
wisest decision.
Who are they? I missed it,
They're Drastics.
or I heard it, but I didn't understand it. Who?
They're okay. My brother and another guy who wants to take the throne. That's who the guy is. Drastic.
Oh. Gotcha.
And I ousted myself as a Dorolo. Well,
Again.
Hello.
Were you
Can y'all
gone?
hear me?
yes.
Hello.
Yes. Man. I was trying to say something.
What were you saying?
What?
Well, when the kid turned around and the guy hit him, I was asking how far, at that point, how far away they were from me.
About 40 feet. No, I did not hear that.
Okay. Then never mind. It probably wouldn't work.
All right. So
You
yeah,
have 6 people who will back you up immediately.
I was going to throw a rock at the man that hit the kid.
I'll throw a rock at him if you tell me to.
No.
Shall we
Okay.
continue on to Singorn?
Sure.
All right. So you pack up your things. Are you the ballroom?
I mean, the only thing that's really would be left would be the dance floor. The image
Alright.
disappears after a while.
All right. So you pack up your things, leaving the facade of a dance floor behind in a strange, slightly off the beaten pathway, oddly poetic. You begin a little bit later in your day's journey, so you don't make as good a time as you normally would. But nevertheless, continue on your journey. At this point, however, you do begin to pass some travelers who seem to be heading into the woods. Some various horsemen begin riding up and down as you make your way further and further southward for the next half day's journey. As night falls, even you see ahead of you on the road a small inn appears to be set up, bright lights shining over the road. Cresting in the distance, you see a brilliantly tall mountain with a crescent moon glinting over its edges and a fine mist coming down around it. Are we stopping at the inn or camping out the night?
Shall we stop at the inn, or do we want to camp tonight? Warm food, a bath, perchance?
I'm already inside.
Yes, I'm already heading in the door.
Can I Arcana check the inn? I just want to see if it's magical.
The magic inn.
Sure.
I don't trust it. It's just the way you described it is very beautiful, but also kind of like sketchy.
It's called the
It's
Red
beautiful,
Dragon.
but kind of sketchy.
It's a giant mimic. It's a tavern mimic.
Oh,
You're
God.
right.
Oh, it doesn't want to have me. I have the
What
worst
check
blood.
am I doing Arcana or am I doing?
You wanted to see if it was magic?
Yeah, let's do. So Arcana.
Mhm.
That would be a 21.
Yeah. As you approach the front of the inn, Glaive and Eldora is hurriedly pushing past you to get into the front doors. This place is definitely magical. As you come up to it, the doors are made out of solid wood, but do not seem to be roughly hewn from a chopped down tree. It almost looks as though they were, excuse me,
Is this like
It almost- looks as though they were grown into the shape of the door that they are. You see branching tree leaves going out into the center of the doorway with this thin paper-like material between the leaves of the boughs, creating this solid frame of the door, allowing filtered firelight from the inside to come just gently out, leaving the door a silhouette of this tree. On either side of the door, you see two torched sconces. There is no flame in them, yet this bright golden light emanates from these sconces as though magic. And you hear inside beautiful music being played, this heavy drum beat with fiddle type music being played over it, a harp and flute, all in this perfectly interchangeable melody that's going around over and over again.
Do I trust, like, is it, can I tell if it's like craft magic or like, I don't know.
This does not seem to you to be, well, make a history check, I suppose.
Check for trap magic.
Trap magic.
Nothing you're seeing seems out of place from what you've heard of Singorn being like.
Okay. All right. I just turn to Xavier if he's like near me. I say, "There's a lot of magic, and I don't know if we should trust it."
I can certainly check it out. I'll go up and is there like a porch part of this inn?
Yeah, as you come up, there's this long balcony that seems to stretch all around the exterior of the inn, with many tables set up along it. No patrons are eating outside, as it's a little bit on the chilly side out here. But inside, you do hear many voices laughing and talking.
Okay. I'll sit on in the porch area with just my hand resting on one of the walls at the inn and slowly start casting Identify.
All right. While that 10 minutes goes by, what is everyone else doing?
Does this place have like a sign to tell you the name of the place?
Make a perception check.
Uldoris has stopped at the door and is impatiently doing.
Elena's out on the porch with Xavier.
Glaive?
I am inside. Inside. I am getting booze.
24.
24. As Glaive bursts through the front door, Sapala, you see above the porch on the outside, you read Elvish.
Like, it's just called Elvish, or it's...
Do you read Elvish?
Oh, do I read Elvish? Sorry.
Yeah, the sign says, "Do you read Elvish?"
Gotcha!
Oh, I chose Giant, Dwarvish, and Celestial.
Okay, so as you glance above the door, you see this beautifully, almost like calligraphy in their shape, but unreadable to you. These intricate lines that weave together in this very close-knit pattern. A series of what you would guess to be the name of the inn, but you cannot seem. And there's a sign, a symbol on the side. It appears to be a backwards letter C. Kind of looks like the very moon that is above the sky right now.
Can anybody read this?
I can.
What's it say?
As the two of you look up, you both delve.
Yes.
And it says the Crescent Moon Inn.
It says the Crescent Moon in Sipala.
Okay. I was just curious.
All right. As you all stand out, well, actually, at this point, Glaive, as you burst into the inn, you are met with this warm, jovial atmosphere. The minstrels playing their tune. You see a beautiful woman with fire red hair playing the violin, dancing around the stage as a group of other elvish gentlemen play the other instruments. Members of the bar are clapping along with her as she just does these beautifully articulated dance moves. Think, what's her name? Lindsay Sterling,
Oh, Lindsay Sterling.
if she were even more graceful as an elf. As you walk up to the bar, you see a woman that you can only guess is older. She has silver white hair pulled back with 2 braids from her forehead going around the back, keeping her hair to the behind, however, is stark platinum white. Her face has crow's feet and a little bit of laugh lines, but she is absolutely gorgeous, and you wouldn't place her age among mortals anywhere higher than 50. However, being the incredibly pointed ears that go up well past her parted hair, she is clearly a aged elf. As you approach, she turns to you. Do you speak Elvish?
Let me
Okay.
tell you, buddy. No.
So, as you turn, she kind of sizes you up and Elte, Matsumoka?
Oh, shit.
Owelinyatekame.
Looks like you need your
I'm yelling
help.
for Xavier.
There
Or that.
is no need for you to yell.
Oh, thank various gods.
What brings someone of your stature in?
My name is Glaive. We're adventuring through the Verdant Expanse. We are doing things to do things. I need booze.
Sounds great.
Hardly.
think
That
it's
was the
good.
most eloquent thing I've heard someone of your species say. Drink and bed, was it?
Yes, I don't want anyone in the bed. I just want a bed.
That can certainly be arranged. How many beds are you looking
1 for me, 5 for the others.
6, then. Can you count that high?
Listen, you sassy little prude. I've had a long day.
She raises a finger. I'm teasing you, boy. 6 beds, drink for the lot. Are you looking to pay in advance, or are you looking to pay as you go?
Player is checking sheet. Clack. I can pay now.
Very well. That will be 3 platinum for the...
I have 30 gold.
I assume they are Taldore currency, yes?
Yes.
You see her kind of just sigh a little bit. 30 gold it is for the lot of you. What would you like to drink?
Did you say bring or drink?
Drink. Are you deaf as well
Ah.
as dumb?
No, my internet cut out.
Am I inside at this point?
Would you like to be?
Yes.
Sure. You're in, you come in just as that was uttered.
I need something hard, fast. I don't care if it's fruity.
Oh, very good.
That's the first thing Sapala hears Glaive say.
Kinky.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I think you should be kind to my friend.
Oh my gosh.
Do you now?
Oh no.
Yes.
She hasn't even started.
It's just common
drinking.
courtesy of being-
My most sincere apology. Have I offended you, sir?
Common courtesy is for the common folk. Give me my booze.
As I suspect.
I like that line.
Will there be anything else, my friend? She says to you, Sapala.
No, thank you. She just sits down next to Glaive.
Glaive, she pulls over a large wine goblet. So, something fast, something hard, you say?
And I don't care if it's fruity.
Don't care if it's fruity. How about flowery?
Not a flavor I've experienced. I'm willing to try anything.
Very well. She pulls out a large jug that's beautifully ordained. You see what look to be sunflowers encrusting the entire edge of this brilliant silver pitcher. The very lip of the pitcher is two petals that pour downward. And as she pours, you see this beautiful red liquor come pouring out of it, almost glowing in the candlelight. She fills the goblet up about halfway and slides it over to you, kind of swirling it as she does. That right there would be the primrose wine.
I see. I hold it properly, surprisingly enough. I take a smell of it,
It has
pretending I know what I'm doing.
It does have a very flowery smell to it, almost like that almost putrid smell that lilacs have when they have been out for too long in the summer. But it's overpoweringly like pollination.
So it smells like Cipala.
He thought that was funny.
No, it's
Sorry.
because of the words that immediately popped into my head after. Which I will now repeat. Cal, I will now drink the Sapala wine.
Okay. Are you chugging it? Are you sipping it?
I'll start with a sip. If it tastes good, then I'm going to down it.
All right. Do you like? If Glaive likes a dry wine, it is very dry red wine with very strong hits of this earthy quality to it, but also in a way spicy in a way that you weren't expecting it. It burns the back of your throat like a liquor would, but is smooth and sweet smooth and dry like a wine.
A rather beautiful palette of different flavors. Sensations, color, all of it just swirling together in a mixture that is a bouquet of experience. I love it.
Wow.
Very
wow.
I turn to Sapala and I say, don't you ever... Hold on. I turn to Sapala and I say, don't you ever tell anybody that I just said that.
Cipala rolls her eyes and she just pats him on the back.
Anything for you?
Do you have tea?
I have all kinds of tea. What kind of tea would you like, darling?
What's your favorite?
My personal favorite would be the cinnamon dandelion tea.
I'll try it.
She goes over where you see a large pot over a ornate fireplace and pours boiling water forth and reaches into a colander and pulls out some dried leaves and kind of sprinkles them into a mesh filter and places it into a cup. Hands you the steaming cup, and this spicy aroma of flowers and cinnamon, dandelion and cinnamon just wafts over you. Now, I do believe that you said there were 6 of you, did you not?
The others are probably outside being all panicky about an inn in the middle of the verdant expanse.
We've been here for... And at this point, 10 minutes past, Xavier, on your spell, you were holding the banister, wasn't it?
Just touching a wall.
Touching a wall. The wall you're touching is not magical. You kind of get a faint aura with your identify spell that the wood that creates these buildings is groomed through magic. It's the building didn't naturally grow into a building, but using elven, almost a druidic woodcraft, kind of like stone shaping, but with wood, they crafted this place.
There's nothing to fear, Elena. The building was crafted using some sort of druidic magic to form the trees as they grew, to form the inn.
Alright, very well.
That's good news.
Go into the inn.
Mhm.
All right.
I'll walk in
As
last.
you all walk in, as the bartender has just said, "Wasn't there 6 of you?" She glances up and sees you, and you see the color just drain from her face, already pale in the golden candlelight. Her expression goes gone. Well, all right then.
Doris kind of looks at everybody else and goes, "Did you all see that?
Yeah.
What is that?"
I point at Xavier. It's just a human. Never seen a human before?
Indeed. Make an insight check.
I don't think I need to, but is that directed at all of us or
Anyone who wants to.
19?
Okay, I'll check it out.
Nat 20.
Old Dorez, the first thing you notice is she hasn't even really looked at you. She glanced in your direction briefly and then continued staring mostly at Elena and Vale.
Do you not talk elves? I rolled a... What did I roll? Answer. 23.
23. She's definitely staring at you and Vale.
Do you have an issue with us being here, ma'am?
No, you've already been paid for.
Then why do you look shocked?
I looked like I was having a nice evening, dear.
That is not what you looked like.
Pray tell how you know what I look like. Have you met me before?
No, but your color changed very quickly as soon as we walked in.
You guys are ruining my wine. Sit down and have a drink.
Yes, listen to your intelligent friend.
Hear that, Xavier? I'm the intelligent one.
Xavier got lumped in with us.
Elena
Ma'am?
just like raises an eyebrow, like, excuse you?
Melina, just don't.
You
just,
need
like,
to lighten
goes
up.
and
Stop
sits
being
down.
antagonistic against everything that is said.
And
I just sit down.
whenever
I just sit down.
Well, is anyone going to have another drink, or are they just going to berate the color of my face?
Well, I mean, if
to
you're
be
giving
honest,
us
I
the
think the
option.
color of your face is lovely.
Thank you, dear. What was your name?
I am Glaive. Glaive Van Alta. Nice to meet you. I extend my
Glaive?
hand.
She takes it. It's a very dainty handshake. Her hand is minuscule in comparison to yours, but she shakes it nonetheless. And my name is Gadir.
Bless you.
Please ignore my friends. They are very antisocial.
That's probably for the betterment of society.
Excuse you.
That's what I thought. Me, Sapala, or I'm Glaive. This is Sapala. Well, Doris is over there, and we seem to be the only sane ones here.
I can tell.
Hold on.
Yes.
I don't appreciate the way you're talking about my friends.
Elena, Supala, she's an elf. I'm used to the way that she treats me.
I don't care.
Young woman, when you have been on this plane of existence for as long as I have, you'll learn one thing.
And what is that?
Not everyone is going to care what you like.
I didn't ask for you to care what I liked. I do ask you to be kind to customers who have paid.
No, but you did say I don't like how you're treating my friends, and honestly, dear, you may drink, you may make merry, you may sleep at my bar, you may eat of my food, but do not expect me to be cordial.
It is fine, Sipala, do not worry. This is what we will face if we continue on. It's something that we have to get used to.
And you will make do to learn that lesson well, as it appears your Goliath friend has learned the manners of society better than anyone else here so far. With the exception of the one that hasn't spoken yet. You're doing great, darling, she says over to...
I'd like to see my room, thanks.
Towards who?
Oldores.
Oldores.
Oh.
Did you still say you'd like to see your room?
Yeah.
She reaches under the counter, pulls out a small wooden key in the shape of a half moon on the handle that kind of extends down into a leaf-like pattern tooth at the base. Upstairs on the left, find the door that matches the key. I trust you can handle that, dear.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you. See? Anyone else see how difficult that?
Glaive,
Yes.
give her back the money for my room. I'm sleeping outside.
Sipala,
I refuse to sleep in a place that treats customers like this who have done no harm. Therefore, I will be sleeping outside. No.
No. See, I stop Sipala and I say, Sipala, you can't. This is something we have to get used to.
I can sleep
All this-
outside if I want to. I am my own independent
The
human being.
entirety of Steengorn is going to treat Vale and I this way. Because we are half-breeds.
And I think it's ridiculous.
And I
1,000 years ago. Whoops.
But this is something we will have to deal with.
Thanks, DM.
What did the DM say?
I wasn't going to say anything. She was on a roll.
I thought it afterwards.
Same. It's just the way that she wishes to conduct business with us.
And I wish to not receive her business, therefore I will be sleeping outside.
You can't sleep alone outside, Sipala.
I can sleep wherever I want to.
It is dangerous out there.
Okay. I'd rather be in danger than stay in a place where she isn't. Thank you.
So, Paula, you've already accepted her service by drinking her tea.
Yeah, and I'm giving it back.
Hot. Just sticks your finger down her throat.
Don't tempt me.
What the heck just happened?
I don't even know. Sipala, this is how the entirety of Steengorn is going to treat us.
Listen,
It
if
is a
y'all want to
small
stay here,
flat.
that is fine. Y'all can stay here, but I will not be.
Sipala, it is a small slight to what we will
Nope.
experience.
Nope.
You're being ridiculous, Sipala.
I'm not being ridiculous. If you think I'm being ridiculous, then that's fine.
You're overreacting.
I'm not. I
Because
don't.
you've never done it.
That is besides the point right now. Glaven, you are not helping me from stopping her to sleep in the woods.
I'm enjoying some elven bread. This is great.
I grew up in the woods. I can make do.
Sipala, this is how everyone in Steengorn is going to treat us, though. If you
And it's
can't
not right.
handle- I know that it isn't right, but it is something that we have to deal with.
Okay, if it's not right, then why are you sitting here taking it?
Because it's an entire race, and sometimes you have to take it to make allies.
Yeah, and sometimes you have to be a leader.
Mic drop.
I was just about to type that.
Therefore, I will not handle it, and I am going outside. Thank you. And Sipala walks outside.
I will follow Sipala outside.
Let us sit at the table.
That was dramatic. Anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Good.
I'm very sorry about my friend. She is a
Bleeding
Claire-
heart.
player had the word. She is a naive optimist.
When you've been alive for 300 years, you lose all sense of optimism.
Oh,
That is
Ah.
unfortunate.
that hurts me in a deep place.
If I remember that. This isn't Telltale Games.
So, any beverages, any food, anything?
I'm good. Thank you.
I'd like another goblet of this wine and some more elfin bread because this is weirdly good.
Isn't it? We make it out of ground walnuts. She pours you another goblet and brings out an entire loaf of the bread and places it on the table.
Hello.
Outside Sapala, you're met with Xavier, who comes up behind you.
Elena is right. It is dangerous outside.
I don't care.
We do have the buddy system for a reason. At least
But
with
it's
me
supposed
out
to
here.
Stop Elena from making dumb
If we have the
At least with me out with you, you won't have to worry about it being dangerous. We have my bubble.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Doesn't matter if it's dangerous outside or not. With me out here, we have my bubble. And you won't have to worry about being harmed out here, or worry anybody else in there.
I still can't hear you, I'm sorry.
Ah!
He's going to sleep with you in the bubble.
Bubble
Okay.
good.
Oh,
Well, make it
Not
sound
like
bad
that.
there.
I still don't understand why she can just sit there and take that.
I'm not a half elf or an elf, so I only partially understand what this whole thing is about. But
Thanks, Stephen.
do note about elves, what I do know is they do have a sort of a superiority complex, just a little bit.
That's an understatement.
She's supposed to be a leader, though. She's supposed to know when to stand up for her and her people.
Sometimes
And-
it's never that easy though.
I think it is. I think it is just as simple as that.
That I cannot agree nor disagree with. But we all have our unique situations. You do.
I guess, but I'm just gonna say this. I'm disappointed in her right now.
I'm guessing it won't be the last time.
Oh,
What time is it?
It is time for us to take a break.
All right. Sounds good.
Break time! We'll catch you back in 10 or 15 minutes.
All right.
aw, Vale.
saying
Still.
ready as
Time.
So,
I didn't hear it.
no, it's okay. All right. So, hi, welcome back, everyone. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, a game teaching us about casual racism since 1970, whatever. So,
Good way to start it.
a great way to start it.
He was working on it during the break.
If you're just tuning in now, we've almost arrived at Singorn. We are currently sitting outside the Crescent Moon Inn with old Miss Godtier, and Sepala and Zave have decided not to stay at Godtier's Inn because she is a blatant racist against half-elves. And I will actually type in the spelling, by the way. Glaive currently sits at the bar. Vale has gone upstairs, found her room with the half-moon shape, and as you open it, entering the room, you see this gorgeous open bay windows into the night air, wafting in a cold breeze that doesn't seem to make it past into the room, as this dazzling fireplace fills the rest of the room with warmth. The bed is just ordained with silk and other fine fabrics draped across the various. Sorry, someone messaged me. Draped across the banister, not the banister, four-poster bed. And silence falls over the room.
I would hope so. She's in there alone.
Yeah, right. If I hear people talking, then I'm worried.
Roll for initiative now.
All right, let's do it. Bring it, bed.
Your hip?
The bed's a mimic. It tucks you in at night, and you wake up the next morning feeling fully rested.
Why do you always have your action readied? Mimics. Push.
Toaster left.
I will.
Left, the toaster left.
Okay.
I will do my nightly meditation and prayer and go to bed.
Okay, you do. As you meditate, dramatic pause. Your
Nothing
vision
happens.
goes dark while you think and hone inward. For a brief moment, you remember the monastery on the hill, on the mountain. You sense death. You sense destruction. Your vision flashes again. The monastery in your sight, pitch black, silhouetted by the sky behind the mountain. Lightning strikes the edge of the mountain. You see, holding perfectly still in the darkness, a graphic scene of battle in which red-eyed, pale-skinned creatures swarm upon a massive red-skinned dragonoid being. And then your vision ends.
Do I get a sense of who was winning?
Nope.
Hmm.
Sucks for that guy.
It was a frozen silhouette in which you saw this battle mid place. You know, some are grabbing his legs, some are grabbing his arms and pulling him down. He has one of them by the head and appears to be in the process of twisting it off. And strewn about the room, there's a few other bodies laying around.
Well, that's unpleasant. It'll probably be a little unorthodox, but I will add into my prayer to Saren Ray some protection for Liam and his vampire company. They They may be vampires, but they are not evil and seeking to be alone.
All right. So you go to bed feeling uneasy. Glaive, still sitting down at the bar. What are you doing with Eldorez and Peggy?
I'm gonna go right on ahead and retire myself.
Yeah,
I've got some.
Vale's room and be like, can we share a room?
What'd you say?
Can we share a room, Vale?
Oh.
Don't you have a room?
No.
You do.
Yes, she does.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Everybody has
I'll get
rooms,
my
and we have
key.
one extra.
I go get my key.
She produces for you, Elena, a key that appears to be a new moon. It is just a simple wooden key where at the end where the other ones are carved in a crescent or half or full moon. Yours is just a circular hole showing a new moon or blank empty space. You go upstairs and find the new moon doorway and open it up to find a equally to Vale's beauty and majesty in a room, but marred by the not marred, but marked by the new moon on the door. Glaive, you are handed a crescent moon shape key, which leads upstairs and is just next door to Vale's. And you open it up to find a identical room. Eldorez, what are you doing?
Eldorez he's been quiet this whole time. And he finally looks to Gavier and says, I would like a drink.
Oh, you do have a tongue. So, what can I get for you?
I don't know.
You don't know, or you don't care?
Do you have a cider?
A cider? Well, we do have the nutmeg and apple spiced rum.
Sure, that sounds good. I'll take one.
Very well. She reaches under the counter and pulls out a thick clay-looking jug with a cork in it, and pulls out the stopper. And immediately, this nutmeg-infused smell permeates the area as she pours this thick cider into a small glass and kind of slides it down the counter toward you.
He just nods and takes the drink, and he's going to turn and listen to the bard across the room.
All right, as the night is getting and drawing later and later, the crescent moon rising higher above Singorn, the music has taken a turn from the quick and energetic piece they were playing before. The woman on stage steps barefoot across, kind of using the bow of her violin to begin the drum, this slow boom, 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 boom. She begins to play this slow melody on the violin. A few of the elves begin to sway to the music of the room as she plays this beautiful, haunting melody on the violin, almost a love ballad on stage. You listen for a few minutes as the music swells. She begins to pick up the tempo very slowly, the drummers keeping perfect time with the beats as she begins to prance around the stage as the music picks up faster and faster. And soon the music has shifted from the slow, somber melody into an even quicker melody, the one she was playing before, and ends on a triumphant beat and the rest of the bar erupts in cheers. Vale, Elena, and Glaive, you are suddenly jostled from almost being asleep as the bar downstairs erupts in noise.
I roll over and try to go back to sleep.
Likewise.
Out of breath, the violinist kind of sits down and kind of hurries up to the other end of the bar and waves Gadran over to her. I'm sorry, can't even say my own name. Where'd it go? Gadtir. Gadtir over. Starts saying something in Elvish, which I assume you do not speak, Eldoris?
Negative.
They banter back and forth for a moment, and Gadtir pulls out the primrose wine that Glaive had been drinking and pours her a very large tankard of the wine, which the elven violinist begins to sip over at the corner.
Uldoris is like sipping his drink, trying not to let it like go to his head too quick, and sees the bard take the tankard, and he does one of those like I bury my face in my drink, like, oh my gosh, she's taking a lot. And he's kind of got that wide-eyed look on his face, like, holy cow, she can
She kind of glances over in your direction and sees what you're doing and kind of turns around on the bar and faces the other side of the room.
Sorry.
No, I was gonna say she's now kind of semi-facing adjacent to you. If it were a square bar and you were along the side, facing the bartender, she's kind of, her back is kind of to you, but her head is turned in your direction.
Uldoris will finish his drink. I don't know how much I have to put down.
Like money-wise?
Payment.
Is that what you're saying? No, Glaive bought the drinks.
Oh, yeah, okay. I will. I'll put down a gold on the countertop, anyways.
And Gadran, kind of scoops it over. Migati, she says to you.
And yeah, he doesn't really pay attention to the bartender anymore. And he gets up and he starts making his way towards the staircase. He nods to the bard on his way to the stairs to go up. And he does say, well done, sounded lovely. And makes his way up the stairs.
She smiles and nods back to you as you say this to her, tipping her tankard in your direction. You go upstairs. Where do you go?
I don't know. Well, I guess I should have got my key.
I go back downstairs.
I go back down. I need the key for my...
There's that awkward moment as you said goodbye and goodnight as the bard turns around looking at you as you now exchange. You see a slight smile on her face. The bartender pulls out another key. Much like the others, this one is also a crescent shape, slightly smaller than the one before. More of the thinner fingernail style waning crescent moon. As you take the key and go upstairs, just as you round the corner, you hear a small chorus of giggles between Gadran and the bard as you go up around the corner.
You have a choice.
Doris would pause at the bottom of the steps. And he would look to the door.
Yep. Yeah, glancing up, you do see the the door outside.
Yeah, he looks to the door and contemplates for a minute. Looks at the key in his hand. He sighs heavy and makes his way upstairs. And he goes to find the room that the key fits into.
You find the room and open the door with finding the one room that was at the end of the hall upstairs. Opening the balcony, you see before you, from the other side of the building, this inn overlooks a slight hill that leads downward, and you see now a huge lake at the base of the mountain with a brilliant walled city glowing in the distance. You have now set your eyes for the first time upon Singorn, and you see just towers erected into the sky, bridges, and as many lit windows all over the place. It looks from this distance to be gorgeous.
Oh, so this is Singorn. It's not that special. And he kind of does that little shrug thing, like, I'm not impressed. But he actually is impressed. And, yeah, I guess he would stay up for a little bit and just watch out the balcony and, I don't know, try and relax a little bit before going to bed.
All right. So you relax for a little bit, sitting in one of the chairs in the room, looking out the window over Singorn. Sapala and Xavier, anything this evening?
Other than carving a little bit, I erected the bubble.
Sapala?
Hmm?
Anything you want to do before bed this
Um, she is going to try to sneakily pull out that small chest and just kind of look at it.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
All right. She's also trying to do it where Xavier won't see.
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay, I'll do both.
I'll make a perception at disadvantage since I'm doing something.
Okay.
Oh wow, the veil die rolled higher. 7.
Okay.
I got a 3 on the sleight of hand.
Xavier, you definitely point chest thing she'd asked about earlier.
Where did you get that from, by the way?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Where did you get that, by the way? I point at the little acorn chest.
Well, I mean, I guess there's not really any hiding it, since you've already seen it.
Yeah, you showed
The
me.
unicorn gave it to me.
Unicorn.
You can believe me or not, but a unicorn gave it to me.
What do I know about unicorns?
Xavier, make an Arcana check.
I'll use the golden snitch. I should have not used the golden snitch. 18.
18.
I rolled a 5 on the die.
You one thing you do know about unicorns is that while they look like animals, they are actually celestials and are often powerful spirits that guard and are highly benevolent, highly attuned with nature and about helping good people and stopping evil and things of that sort. They're also very magical and very their horns are used for wands and such the like, and they have incredible healing powers as well.
Well, I do believe you that you saw a unicorn. They are quite mysterious and magical.
You believe me?
Well, of course, they're. I say this in just because of the knowledge I know. They're a very magical creature. Their horns have been hunted before to make into wands, to help concentrate someone's energy better, or to use it as a healing apparatus in some cases. But to be visited by a unicorn, it's said magical too many times, but it is quite magical.
Well, the unicorn told me. Well, his name. He told me to call him Steed.
Indeed.
But he told me that he knew me when I was a child, and he protected the woods I lived in, and he gave me this small chest, and he said that it contained his true name, and that when I am in a situation where I absolutely need him, I can call him. So there's that.
A unicorn. It's a very powerful ally you have there.
Well, I felt pretty cool when it happened, so.
Well, being visited by something that's only a little bit beneath a deity, somewhat of a deity, is quite fascinating indeed. You are truly a kind person, Sapala.
Can you say that again?
You are truly a kind person, Sapala.
Oh. Thank you. You are too.
I appreciate that. It feels recently that I've not been as kind as I could be.
Are you all right?
Oh, I'm quite fine, but I feel, I don't know. Maybe it's just me worrying about something. Just something feels off about me recently, and I don't know why.
Do you need to talk about it?
To be honest, there's not much to talk about. I just have this eerie feeling, and there's not much I've been able to figure out about it.
Well, if you need to talk, I know we're not exactly the closest out of the group. I am here, and I'd hope you trust me, but I'm here.
To be honest, you're probably the person I trust the most.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you. She hands him a flower.
Thank you, and I'll just put it right there behind my ear.
Do you think we should? Do you think we should take shifts to watch, or do you think we should just go to sleep?
It should be okay, unless something comes over and the spell is this bubble, which I don't believe anything around here can.
All right.
We should be okay.
Well, I got your back.
And I got yours.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
All right. So, Paulo, what was your investigation?
Ah, heck, I forgot about that. I got a 19.
19. As you fiddle around with the little walnut-shaped chest, you don't see anything descript on the outside, save for a small rudimentary latch keeping the chest shut. And as you kind of inspect it over, the latch kind of easily opens in your hand, leaving it slightly ajar as you kind of turn it around.
I go ahead and take a look inside.
Okay, you open it up, and you see on the inside a very teeny tiny rolled up piece of paper or parchment with golden gilded edges to the ends of the paper.
I read it.
All right. So you
Not out loud.
Okay, so in your head, you pull open the scroll, and I'm going to type this. I'm going to type it in chat so I don't pronounce it wrong.
Okay.
The word you see is...
Okay. I roll it back up, put it in there, close it, and then put it back in my bag.
Okay.
And then I go to sleep.
All right. I believe at that point everyone went to bed, yes?
Xavier does not go to bed.
Xavier, what are you doing?
He will finish his carving, but does not sleep.
All right. So you're staying up for the whole night?
Yeah.
All right. So morning comes to everyone as you smell what appears to be leavening bread filling the inn, all except for Sapala. And when you make your way downstairs, you see fresh loaves of elven bread being pulled out of the oven as... gosh darn it. This is why you shouldn't make up names, guys. Gadhir is pulling them out of the kiln. As you come downstairs this morning, anyone doing anything special?
I'm gonna go check on Paula and Xavier.
All right. So you walk straight out of the bar, not making any eye contact with anyone as you make your way outside. Just around the corner of the inn, you see the faint shimmer of Xavier's protective bubble out in the middle of the field.
I walk into the bubble.
It denies you.
Thunk.
You weren't there when I was cast it.
Knock on the bubble.
Dum, dum, dum.
Penny. Penny.
Paula.
Hello?
Xavier.
Yes.
Are you well this morning?
I mean, it's a morning.
How is Paula?
Is she still asleep?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I'm convinced.
Very well. So. All right.
The bubble will dissipate in the petals before they fully disappear.
Sapala, as you're sitting there trying to pretend you're asleep, suddenly you're hit by the brisk morning air that had been kept at bay by the bubble. It suddenly hits you like a wave.
I try to stay asleep and act like I'm staying asleep as best as possible.
Oh my god, you're like a child in the morning.
All right. Well, I'm going back to the inn. So.
I believe we should join you.
If you can convince Paula.
I think she's already awake. I'll investigate or insight.
Make an insight check.
And I have advantage.
That's Sapala. Make a deception check.
Okay.
That one's crooked. Right. What'd you get?
I got a 22.
Oh, Guess she is asleep. I got 18.
She appears to have gone back to sleep.
I'll try to get her in a bit.
All right.
I will try to nudge her, quote unquote, awake.
Elena, as you walk back to the inn alone, Sapali, you sit there as Xavier is steadily prodding you.
I open one eye to see if Elena is there.
I was on mute.
That doesn't help.
I know.
Xavier watches Sapala's one eye opens and glances around in Elena's direction.
She's gone.
I get up.
Are you still mad with her?
Yes.
Well, we need to get some sort of breakfast. Come on.
I'm sorry, say it again.
We need to get some sort of breakfast. Come on. Let's head in.
Well, I'm not eating in there.
Then I'll bring you something. But at least sit on the porch. Please.
Fine.
Hold on, my pinky.
I hold out mine.
All right, you take her by the pinky and lead her up to the porch, where she sits down in a huff on one of the wooden chairs. You make your way inside, and I assume everyone else has gone to breakfast at this point. I see a hand
question.
Sure, answer. You in the front with the hand up.
Awesome. Before Elena comes back and everyone else comes downstairs, might I perform the odd task that I requested?
You certainly may. So just as the elven bread is being put in the oven and before anyone else has come downstairs, Glaive wakes up bright and early and makes his way downstairs where you see Gadhir preparing. She appears to be using a mortar and pestle and grinding nuts into a fine powder to be used in the bread making process. As you come downstairs, she glances up. Breakfast will be ready in about an hour.
Huh. Might I come back and see how the process is done? I'm very curious. I'd like to be able to do this on the road.
I'm sorry, but it is a family recipe, so I cannot share my family's secrets with you. You'll understand.
There are quite a lot of things that I understand, honestly.
I'm glad.
And she's not within arm's reach, so huff. Well, then I suppose I will have to speak with you whenever you're done. If that is all right.
I have quite a busy day ahead. Discuss with me. You can discuss it with me now.
As I said before, well, last night, that is, common manners and decency, I say as I begin walking into the back, are more for common people.
So I'm going to have to ask you to step back.
As we are not common people, we are to be above those that are lesser than us.
So I'm going to have to ask you to step back.
And this is whenever I go for my check.
And this is where I'm going to say make a dexterity check. Actually, no. Okay. Actually, no. Actually, never mind. As you go and reach to grab her, she suddenly, you feel air as you reach for her, and she appears on the other side of the bar.
She can have a saving throw.
Okay.
I will use Gaius on her.
What is that, pray tell?
Ooh, she gets to make a wisdom save. I'll tell you.
Is it charm?
Fuck, she's an elf.
Then if it is charm, she is immune.
Wait. Yeah. What is her oven made of?
Oh my gosh.
I'm making a point!
Her oven would be made of, it appears, actually to be wood.
Excellent. Let's just blight the ever-living crap out of that.
All right. So
I reach out. And
You reach
as there are a great many things that can go wrong in the world whenever one is issued a threat or disrespect at such higher levels of being, there are a great many accidents that can occur. Blight.
As you cast the blight spell into the furnace, you watch as the crackling necrotic energy from your hand hits the edge of the wood and seems to scatter across the surface, leaving charred bits of wood, but not fully destroying it.
I'm pretty sure my strength can break the rest of it.
She glances at you, and you see this look on her face of, "Are you done?" And
Nope.
then you raise whatever to break it.
The oven itself.
Oh, you're just gonna pick it up.
Yep.
So I'm imagining more of like a giant pizza oven here. I don't know what you're kind of imagining.
Oh, I was imagining just a big tree stump.
No. This is like a bakery kind of large built oven.
Ah, I'm just taking my arm and collapsing a wall.
All right. You begin to slam your wall. Boy, she does not have a good list of spells, does she?
Nope.
I need you to make a saving throw.
Which one?
And let me double check because I haven't memorized all the spells yet. I know I'm a terrible DM.
No, you're not.
Has Elena
You're dealing
walked
with-
in at this point yet?
No, that was about an hour. Sure. We went back in time. I need you to make a. Where is it? Wisdom.
Oh, that's bad for her. That's my best one. Ooh. That's that number plus, I think, 7? Oh, plus 8. 20!
All right. It seems to have no effect on you. As she raises her hand, you see a pulse of green energy come cascading out of her hand, and you just kind of shrug it off as it passes over your head. She sighs, looking at her hand. I'm going to have to ask you to leave now before I call the gods. Oh, actually, at this point, Elena, Vale, and Uldur, as you hear the sound. Excuse me. You hear the sound of Glaive pounding on the wall downstairs, echoing through the entire building.
I thought this was happening while I was outside.
Technically,
That
we
was my intention.
retconned it. He,
Okay.
oh, this is while she's outside? Okay, yeah, sure, this is how your house works. So yeah, at
Oh,
this
wow.
point, Elena, you come walking in as Glaive is standing behind the counter of the bar, pounding on the wall as Gantir is telling him to stop.
Glaive,
Yes.
what are you doing?
Proving a point.
And what
I
is
walk
your
out from
point?
behind the bar. My point is that no matter how strong you are or how confident you are in yourself, if you get on the wrong people's nerves, bad things will happen.
This is not the time to prove your point, Glaive. Outside.
We're already leaving.
Yes, but we have to retrieve Vale as well.
As whale. We have to
Vale.
retrieve Vale's whale.
As well.
This will be remembered, Glaive Van Alta. And the only
I am
point you have
glad.
proven
God,
is
yeah.
that your uncouth kind cannot retain their savage ways.
I step in between them and I say, "Out, Glaive, now."
Did we hear any of the voices?
Oh yeah, you hear the
Okay.
pounding and raised voices now at this point.
You're about to hear mine.
Yeah.
I turn to Gal here and I'm sorry for that, and I give her 100 gold to repay for the oven.
Get out.
We will.
Now.
Thaumaturgy.
Oh dear.
Glaive!
Vale. Doris, we're leaving. I will be as prim and proper as I need to be. I did not need to be. And then I leave.
Did you take the gold?
Oh, she did. Absolutely.
I was gonna go collect Eldoris, but
Eldoris?
I realized I don't know where his.
Do you come out of your room?
Yes, I do. Not really wanting to get out of bed, but yes. Comes out of his room.
I get the feeling that we're no longer welcome here.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know. I have not gone downstairs yet, but I expect it's not good. You got everything you need?
I travel pretty light.
All right.
As you are stepping out in
Let's head out.
conversation in the hallway, one of the doors between the two of your rooms open, and out steps the beautiful bard from the evening before, wearing a open dressing gown with her hair flowing down over her chest. As she steps out into the hall between the two of you, she looks around. What the fuck is going on? Hey, you got yourself a tongue, you talk. What the fuck is going on around here?
I don't know.
Does he speak common?
Sometimes.
Well, tell him to commonly tell me what the fuck is going on.
No.
Oh, there's some people trying to get their beauty sleep. I was up working all night.
He just shrugs and starts heading downstairs.
She rolls her eyes and goes back in the room, slamming the door behind her.
I was seriously debating just pushing her back into the room and closing the door. But I'm not strong enough to do that.
Just punch her.
Man. We don't know what was going on.
Eldoris, as you come downstairs, you see what appears to be and Vale falling behind. You see Elena sheepishly heading for the door with a very angry-looking Glaive, a broken...
Not sheepishly. She's kind of pissed off at Glaive right now.
Good.
Pissed off looking. Very pissed off looking two people. A fresh hole in the wall. And everyone heading toward the...
I'm thinking breakfast might be out of the question.
Now we know what's happening.
I'll make some food on the way.
Eldoris gets to the door and he looks up the stairs. He looks to the bar. Looks to the door where everybody's walking out. I'm sorry?
Don't be. I was only proven right.
Right.
Kind of want to go back in and prove her right some more. But I won't.
And yeah, horse leaves.
All right.
Yep.
So the four side is you see Sapala and Xavier coming up toward the porch.
Do not even go in there, Xavier. Glaive punched a hole in the wall to prove a point.
Yep. Now get on my horse. Let's get out of here.
That was uncalled for, Glaive.
Well, you weren't doing anything about it. We're going.
You have to know when to choose your battles, and that was not a battle that worth fighting.
I began trotting down the road.
Are you gonna leave me?
You're mad at me. I didn't know you were going to come at me.
Oh. Fine, I'll ride with Faith.
I get on my horse.
I guess I'll get on mine as well.
So Sapala, you're riding with Vale then?
Apparently.
All right. Everyone
I
gets
honestly
on the-
didn't know you were going to come, like, anywhere near me. So, I'm sorry.
I'm not
So
getting
you-
into this.
You all begin trotting down the road, Singorn, and I think that's a great spot to end tonight.
Uh,
Look at this scene, Gorn.
Wow, I feel like there's some tension. Do you guys need some counseling? You guys need
I'm good.
This whole group needs mental counseling.
I need to know what just happened. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Glaive tried to cast a blight spell on an enchanted wood stove.
In character, she needs to know what happened.
Oh.
Alright.
I have a whole story that I'm going to write up for Cal.
Oh, what's that?
It's going to be great. About why I hate full elves.
Oh, joy. Anyone want to hear my story about why I...
Full of
Well, you can just tell me now. Tell me now, Glaive. Just tell me now.
Ending.